business, brother. These chambers are much too small for our lifestyle.
I realize that, Scipion, but the Fangfurls have us by the throat. What am I to do? Well now, Scipion can say what he wants about this city, but you don't have strapping, smoldering-eyed strangers walking to your suites in Chain and all. Alas, were I only in the mood for some distraction? Damnable Fangfurls! With the Empire gone, the Fangfurls gang controls all trade in Blackwood. They're run by Pungent Adder. Every fifth coin in the region ends up in his coffers. This makes business difficult for my brother and I. Perhaps we could enlist your help? If we had one of their business ledgers, I'd have an understanding of the Fangfurls' operations. Perhaps even find a weakness ripe for exploiting. If you could procure one of those ledgers for us, my brother and I would pay you handsomely. If you get us a ledger, I'm certain we can put it to good use. Rumor has it the Fangfurls have a bookkeeper, Lerard Droth, who lives in town. I'd wager you could find a ledger in his home. It's just around the corner, across from the bridge. I know his name is Lerard Droth, but the Fangfurls make him lead a quiet life to conceal his identity, I imagine. But all the muscle on their payroll visits him for late-night liaisons. Very clandestine, the whole thing. But not to my keen eyes. You can learn a great deal from a business ledger. Where money comes from, where it goes. And then all you need to do is apply a little pressure at a weak point. I don't know exactly what we'll find, but I do know whatever it is, I can exploit it. The Happy Averno Shipping Company was gifted to my brother and I by our dear departed uncle. Formerly, it was one of Blackwood's main trade enterprises. We thought with a little elbow grease, it might prove a profitable venture. We discovered our uncle's affairs were more precariously poised than described, for one. Many of his charters and contracts were voided by the Three Banners War. The Fangfurls did the rest. They came for everything they could steal.
What do you say we try some of the local fare? I'm famished. Smoke, ash, and fire. Just like home.
I saw some rather unsavory ruffians skulking about. Fang furls, I'm sure.
They wouldn't dare approach us directly. We're safe enough, Julius.
All the same, I'd rather you not venture outside without me, brother.
The fangfurls continue to sniff around our skirts. If we don't move quickly, there won't be a happy Averno shipping company left to save. Did you find the ledger my brother asked about? I'd like a look. Julius has no head for sums. Let's see. It seems the fangfurls have their thumbs in some very dirty pies. I'm not one to talk, given where my hands have been. I have an idea. If we can draw out Pungent Adder himself, we can topple him and his gang. By gifting Pungent Adder some umbrage. Looking at this ledger, I see two morsels dangling before us. Firstly, according to this, the fangfurls use dead drops to issue and receive orders. If we steal those drops, we disrupt their operation. We sent Pungent Adder a more personal message. It seems he has a barrel of Oleander Coast Reserve waiting at the docks. Let's say we season it with something foul. Make it as pungent as the adder himself? While you sabotage the dead drops and taint his wine, Julius and I will write a signed letter to make his blood boil. Then it's just a matter of combing the stinking depths of Leowin until we find someone that can put the letter in his hands. Hang on to them, I suppose. They might be useful to peruse after all is said and done. Find out who's worth trusting and who's happily squirming in bed with Adder. The cask is at the docks, so I'm sure there will be something on hand. Pitch, bilge water, fish, anything will do. Just try not to get caught doing anything unseemly in public, No sense mixing business with pleasure.
Some people don't like the bustle of cities, but I come from a big family, so it reminds me of home.
Here!
Never thought I'd still be alive to see her.
Those Waking Flame cultists. I hear they plan to attack Gideon next.
Whatever for? Gideon is very civilized.
Those were fang furls, weren't they?
Yes! They grabbed the two brothers and dragged them out of here. Horrid. But it's none of our business.
We oft watched wavy waters turn from Leowin's towers three. High, high, the mist in the morning. High, high, the fog rolls in. High, high, the storms come with along the coast.
Here!
Adventurer, let us speak.
See, I told you they'd come, Scipion.
Not now, Julius. Our friend could be ambushed at any moment.
I will deal with
Really
you
don't like your
myself.
odds.
Now, would you mind freeing us from these bindings?
Thank the divines. Those fang furls have unpleasant knotwork.
Let's not linger here. Shall we meet back at our office? made it back safely and burned our sodden silks. I still feel filthy. We're both going to need a long, hot bath after all this. But what's more important is that we stood up to the Fangfurls and won. Absolutely. Now that you've stripped the Fangfurls of their leader, the Empire will dismantle itself, which opens up a great deal of business opportunities, none of which would be possible without you. Take this with our deepest thanks. The whole affair has left poor Scipion so dreadfully tense. He collapsed from exhaustion as soon as we got back. He has such a fragile disposition. Don't worry about him. I won't let him out of my sight. Now that this matter is settled, Scipion and I can begin restoring the Happy Averno Trading Company. My first priority is to find us somewhere else to live. I don't mind close quarters, but the two of us are accustomed to a certain lifestyle.
The Gold Coast.